District Governors Bennie Smith and Alistair Tuckett, past Council Chairman, Council Chairman-elect Herman Smith, District Governors-elect Peter Nell and Jeff Smith, Vice District Governors, past District Governors, multiple District Council Chairs, District Cabinet Officers, Lions, Leos, Partners in Service, ladies and gentlemen. I herewith call the 56th Multiple District 410-2020 Service Knows No Boundaries Virtual Convention to order at 1300 this day, the 27th of June, 2020. I wish you all an informative and enjoyable virtual convention. I now call on District Governor Alistair Tuckett to pronounce the invocation.
Thank you, Jacqui. Lines invocation. O God, who art eternal light and infinite wisdom, in whom we live and move and have our being, we beg thy blessing upon our deliberations, that we too may acquire true knowledge and wisdom, and thus become more fit to serve our neighbour, our country, and thee, our Heavenly Father. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, District Governor Alistair. District Governor Bennie, I call on you to lead the national anthems. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Chair. The following anthems will be played after one another: the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa, the national anthem of the Republic of Namibia, and the national anthem of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Thank you.
you.
Thank you, District Governor Bennie. I now call on past District Governor Paula Lang to do the Lions ethics for us.
The Lions Code of Ethics. To show my faith in the worthiness of my vocation by industrious application to the end, that I may merit a reputation for quality of service. To seek success and to demand all fair remuneration or profit as my just due, but to accept no profit or success at the price of my own self-respect, lost because of unfair advantage taken or because of questionable acts on my part. To remember that in building up my business, it is not necessary to tear down another's. Be loyal to my clients or customers and true to myself. Whenever a doubt arises as to the right or ethics of my position or action towards others, to resolve such doubt against myself. To hold friendship as an end and not a means. To hold that true friendship exists not on account of the service performed by one another, but that true friendship demands nothing but accepts service in the spirit in which it is given. Always to bear in mind my obligation as a citizen to my nation, my state, and my community, as to give them my unswerving loyalty in word, act, and deed, to give them freely of my time, labor, and means, to aid others by giving my sympathy to those in distress, my aid to the weak, and my substance to the needy, to be careful with my criticism and liberal with my praise, to build up and not destroy.
Thank you so much, past District Governor Paula. I now ask past Council Chairman Cliff to do the necrology. Thank you.
Since we last met as a convention of Multiple District 410, we have suffered the loss of beloved members, all respected citizens of their communities, dedicated to helping their fellow man and to serving their communities through their club's endeavors. We shall miss their presence at our meetings and their assistance in our service activities and programs. We acknowledge the obligation they leave with us as we carry on, each of us with greater zeal, in order that those things which they would have helped us accomplish will not be left undone. We seek to express once more the affection that we felt for our fellow Lions. We mourn, but do not grieve them leaving us, for we know that they have been called to the home where they have found peace and rest from their earthly labors. We were proud to have served Lionism with them as we remember District 410E, Kunrad Maritz, Lions Club of Amanzimtoti, Dave Featherston, Lions Club of Benoni Host, Aniki Bondhazen, Lions Club of Centurion, Rosemary Sabanda, Lions Club of Cowies Hill, Paul Padiachi, Lions Club of Durban host. Jeff Downs, Lions Club of Henley on Klip. Leslie Waring, Lions Club of Hilton. Line President Norman Chapman, Lions Club of Howick Umgeni. Edward Lemmer, Lions Club of Komga. Joe Sack, Lions Club of Krugersdorp. Ernst Volster, Lions Club of Nelspruit. Pat Nicholson, Lions Club of Nelspruit. Marty Fortina, Lions Club of Northcliffe. Past District Governor Stan Foley, Lions Club of Pinetown. Rob Bing, Lions Club of Port Shepstone. Marius Duplessis, Lions Club of Port Shepstone. Mike Rodder, Lions Club of Port Shepstone. Past District Governor David Baskett, Lions Club of Rudaport host. Johan Grobler, Lions Club of Skopera. Mark Brouterseth, Lions Club of Shelley Beach. Past District Governor Max Frank, Lions Club of Uitenhage. District 410W, Johan van Wyk, Lions Club of Bredasdorp. Ivan Lewin, Lions Club of Helderberg. Tob Gernicke, Lions Club of Hout Bay. Dennis Adams, Lions Club of Kirstenbosch. Cecil Milne, Lions Club of Neisner. Ricardo Saralina, Lions Club of Kales River. Hubert Farger, Lions Club of Malchus. Past International Director Julian Musicant, Lions Club of Newlands. Arasko Lombard, Lions Club of Robertson. Brian Roy, Lions Club of Sea Point. Johnny Heyman, Lions Club of Windhoek. Siegfried Leinkuller, Lions Club of Windhoek. May we please observe a moment's silence in their honor. They achieved success, lived well, laughed often, and loved much, and gained the respect of intelligent people and the love of little children. They filled a niche and accomplished their task. They left the world better than they found it, whether by a brighter flower, a perfect poem, or a rescued soul. They always saw the best in others and gave the best they had, whose lives were an inspiration, whose memories are a benediction. Those, ladies and gentlemen, were lions. Thank you.
Thank you, Past Council Chairman Cliff. We now move on to point 6 of the agenda. Council Secretary Bewley Marie.
Council Chairperson Jacqui, District Governor Bennie, District Governor Alistair. The minutes of the 55th Multiple District Convention held at Misty Hills on Saturday, the 27th of April 2019, were circulated to all clubs by past District Governor Liz Houston via the Cabinet Secretaries at the end of the last fiscal year. I trust that everybody has received these in good order. Are there any amendments needed to these minutes?
I have an amendment.
Thank you. If there are none, then I call for a proposer to the minutes to be adopted as a true reflection of the proceedings.
Council Secretary Bewley, someone said there is an amendment.
Pierre Turon.
Yes, Pierre.
If I may, page 6, clause 18, line 5. Under the Brightside report, it's mentioned that there's a slot machine. In fact, that should read spot machine. Go to the casino with a slot machine.
Duly noted, past District Governor Pierre. Thank you for that. May I call for, are there any other amendments? Thank you. May I call for a proposer for the minutes to be adopted?
Council Secretary, we don't propose, we just adopt the minutes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Council Chair Jacqui.
Okay, so minutes are adopted as distributed with that one amendment.
Thank you, so noted.
Any matters arising that are not covered in this agenda and not, that are not covered in this agenda? Anyone? No matters arising that are not covered in the agenda. Thank you, Council Secretary
Thank you.
Bewley. Thank you. We now move on to point 7. District Governors, past Council Chairman-elect, District Governors-elect, Vice District Governors, past District Governors, multiple District Council officers, District Cabinet officers, Lions, Leos, partners in service, ladies and gentlemen. In some ways, time has gone by really, really quickly from when I stood in front of you at Misty Hills on the 27th of April 2019, having taken my oath of office to serve this multiple district 410. Having said that, I would never ever have dreamt in my wildest dreams that so much would happen in just over a year. At that point, we knew as a multiple district 410 Council of Governors that we were moving into a new chapter in the history of our multiple district and would definitely be navigating some uncharted waters. However, none of us, I think, realized then the full extent and magnitude of what we would have to face, particularly during the second half of this year. Whilst we, as a multiple district, have sadly not shown membership growth, as will be reported by our district governors, in fact, as at today, the 27th of June, we stand at 2,055 against the opening balance on 1st of July 2301, having dropped 531 members and added 285, giving us a net loss of 246 members. 2 clubs are currently in status quo and 8 clubs have been cancelled. In some instances, the drops were very necessary, as sometimes in order to grow, we need to sometimes just weed out some of the dead wood. Obviously, this whole pandemic has also made it extremely difficult for some of our clubs, and we just need to keep focused as members and look to the future and put plans in place for life post-COVID-19. I can say, though, that I'm extremely proud of the clubs within our multiple district 410. Every single one of you that has joined us in this convention, I wish you to convey this to your clubs. The reason I'm so proud is for their ongoing and exemplary service that they have continued to do throughout these uncertain and really crazy times. Hunger relief has been a shining example to LCI, and I was asked by past International Director Manas Shah, GATT Area Leader for Constitutional Area 8, to convey his personal thanks to each and every member of the clubs within Multiple District 410 for the ongoing service. Please let us be mindful that not all clubs were able to get out into their communities, but nonetheless have cooked meals for delivery by other organizations, which they partnered with, made face masks, knitted blankets, knitted beanies, scarves, you name it, for the elderly and babies, and so much more has been done. The list is endless, and the wonderful new ideas that have also been forthcoming have been nothing short of amazing. I will not be elaborating on each portfolio in this report, as the district governors have filed their reports, and should they wish to add anything, will do so. Likewise with the multiple district portfolio chairman. If I could please ask the delegates in attendance that should you wish to raise a question, that you kindly do so via the chat link, and past District Governor Kim van Wyk, who is controlling this virtual convention from a technological point of view, will advise me of said question, and we will direct it where necessary. I also humbly request each and every one of us to be respectful and constructive when deliberating, and thank you so much for your attendance. A first in this multiple district to have a virtual convention, which, whilst possibly not absolutely ideal, it is still great to see the names and the lists that are coming through, and close off for our Council of Governors the 2019-2020 fiscal year on a high. I thank you. That concludes my report, and we'll move on with the agenda. Thank you, Kim. I see your note. Moving on to District 410W, District Governor Bennie Smith, to give his report to the convention.
Thank you, Council Chair Jacqui. Thank you for all the members also attending. I see we stand at 163 members attending. Thank you for having you on our virtual convention as well. My report has been tabled. I would like to add a few parts to it. First of all, to say that we had our Indabas that was in Namibia. Unfortunately, the rest couldn't do it due to COVID, but still by, thank you to incoming Council Chair Herman, that we had our Indaba there, 34 members attending, and I think it was an excellent get-together, socializing, but also to meet some new fellow Lions and to discuss what is on their hearts. Going down to our voucher project, it's a project that we started to enable members that are struggling due to COVID to assist them with food via a voucher project. At the present moment, we have handed out 76 vouchers every second week, which comes to a total of 19,000 Rand. We have started a barometer, and the clubs are supporting us via by paying into the account to assist the other members that are struggling at the present moment. We will carry over 5,975 Rand and 85 cents to District Governor-elect Peters here. So thank you for those who are giving us the money, and also for the ability for us to be able to assist our members in such a way. Going down to GMT, I would like to add, as we started off the year on 1136 members, we added 193, we dropped 274, and currently we are 1055, and year to date end we are minus 81 members. And I would like to reiterate that with those members that stick around in the clubs, we've done excellent work, and I congratulate everyone for the hard work that you've done, and even in COVID-19 time, you've done exemplary work, but I will speak about it just now. Then I would like to congratulate past District Governor Paula and the new charter club of Otavi in Namibia. It's an amazing thing. I think it's after 16 years that we chartered our first new club in Namibia, and I think it's something to applaud. Thank you and congratulations to those teams, and also to the RC and the ZCs involved there. So congratulations and very much welcome to District 410W. Then going down to the closing of clubs, and a mission on my side. Durbanville is a very active club, and thank you, Line President David. Brackenfell, we were in the brink of closing down, but after deliberations, we decided that the Line President will stay on to keep the charter alive, but all members has been dropped and moved to a new club, as well as Leo's has been dropped and moved to a new club. So we'll keep that club alive and see if we can get some new members going forward. On GST, I would like to add To date, the activities 2512, and the total service that we did for the year to date 432072. A huge thank you to every club member, every club that participated and made this possible. Thank you very much for that. Then we're going down to LCIF. I would like to add there that our recap of donations year to date stands at $9094.15. So thank you for every club and your donations. We really appreciate it in these tough economical times. Thank you very much. Then I would like to go down to the bottom, and I would like to say to all my clubs in District 14W, when we started this journey, I said to you, we are all getting on this oil tanker. It takes a long time to turn an oil tanker around. And we went into uncharted seas, that's for sure. But I want to say this, that if it wasn't for you guys out there, for every member, every club, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Staying on a boat, no mutiny, staying there and trying to keep this oil tanker afloat. And thanks to all of you guys, we are safe in Cape Town Harbour, and we are offloading all our passengers so that you can get onto the new bus of DGE Peter. But thank you from my side and from my wife. Thank you for everyone that's been out there doing your thing. You're an amazing bunch of people, and it's awesome to know that without getting paid for what you do this because you love what you do, and I salute you for that. Then I would like also, Heather, I know you are also today one of the attendees, and my heart and soul goes out to you after the pass away of your husband, Daryl, due to the COVID and also illness. We're really thinking of you as a family, and we hope and pray that our good Father will take you safe and will keep you safe and warm. And thank you for all what you have done as a couple for the Lions Club of Good Hope. And we really thank you for being there and also for attending today. Please accept our condolences as well. Then I would like to say to all the clubs that's formed new partnerships in this year, thank you very much. We are so blessed in Namibia with all the new partnerships that we formed, and there was a lot of amazing things that have been happening in Namibia, and I think we've learned a lot from forming all these new partnerships. So from my side to my district government team, my cabinet, thank you very much. I salute everyone for all the hard work, for keeping it up, for changing and going with the change in this new dispensation. Thank you so much. And I wish you all an enormous year going forward. And please be safe, and please make sure that your families are safe. And it was awesome to be part of this amazing 14W. And it was an awesome time. Thank you very much. And I bid you farewell. Thank you.
Thank you so much, District Governor Bennie. I will address and convey my thanks under another point on the agenda. Thank you. We now move on to point 8.2, District 410E, District Governor Alistair Tuckett. Thank you.
Chair Jacqui and District Governor Bennie, my report has been tabled. Wow, what a year it has been. Quite a few challenges have been thrown in our path along the way. But one thing I have learned and realized is Lions are incredibly resilient and resourceful. As you can imagine, there have been some lows, but there have also been plenty of highs. I'll start with my lows. I have unfortunately had to close 10 clubs. 2 of the clubs that you mentioned, Council Chair Jacqui, are currently in status quo, but they will be closed at the end of the year. And we have another club that is being placed into status quo at the moment. The administration by clubs was not as great as I'd hoped it would be, with many clubs not completing their PU 101s on time. To date, I still have 1 club outstanding, and that is the Ladysmith Lions Club. We have struggled with a few clubs not completing their WMMRs and activity reports on My Lion timeously. This, however, has improved through the year, and hope we will have reported by the end of this year. Challenge has been our drop in membership. We started the year at 1,165 members, and as of last night, we were down 165 members. So we are on a round figure of 1,000 members for the year to date. Obviously, we did not come anywhere close to achieving the goals for growth in the district. Of our 257 members that we lost 81 through the closure of clubs, but we did manage to bring in 92 new members. But there is a positive out of this. We have closed clubs that needed to be closed, and we have now got a strong foundation for the district that we can build from and build a greater district from. The highlights of the year: most people have to have been the service Lions are providing. Lions in District 14E have provided an incredible amount of service this year. So far, they've reported 319,524 people served through 2,813 service activities. And during this, Lions in District 14E have put in 65,684 Lions hours to make sure that our communities are getting served and a difference is being made in our communities. Yes, this is short of my goal for the year, but under the challenges that we have faced, and with the many activities that have not been reported, I'm sure we have hit the target. I'm very, very proud of the service done by all of the Lions in the district. A little breakdown of our service under the hunger: over 190,000 people served. Sites, over 24,000 people served. Environment, over 11,000 people served. Diabetes awareness, over 4,000 people served. And childhood cancer, just short of 1,500 people served, with over 86,000 the other categories. From an LCIF point of view, no, we did not reach our goal, but under the current economic climate, I'm very proud of the $9,229.35 raised by clubs and donated to LCIF through Campaign 100. Overall, we've had disappointments, but we have had a huge amount of fun, a huge amount of success. Lions have, with passion, respect, integrity, supported each other and our fellow members, and through the prism of Lions, together we have served more. Council Chair Jacqui, for your support and leadership through the year. I would also like to thank District Governor Bennie for all of the camaraderie, support, and friendship. It would be amiss not to also thank all of the multiple district council members for all of their support, as well as my district cabinet and all the Lions in District 14E. I'm incredibly proud of everything that Lions have achieved this year. Finally, I also have to give a big thank you to my club, the Roodepoort Clearwater Cyber Lions Club, and my family for all their support. Without all of you, we would not have been able to do anything this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, District Governor Alistair. As I said with District Governor Bennie, I will definitely be conveying thanks under another point on the agenda. Thank you. We now move on to 9.0, which is the Council Treasurer's Report, past Council Chairman Viv Greater.
Thank you, Council Chairperson, for bringing me in. My report has been tabled, and firstly, I'd like to thank all the delegates who have voted directly to accept various financial statements that have been submitted to everyone. The first one was obviously the audit of accounts for the final countdown convention. So thank you there that these financials have been accepted by all concerned. The audited financial statements for the year June 2019 have two slight amendments to them, although voted and not crucial items. In the balance sheet, it says under non-current liabilities, the long-term loan is Lions Club International. That should in fact be Lions Operations right side. And 2 pages later, where it says Wilderness Convention, this should be the final countdown. They don't affect the numbers at all, nor does it affect some of the errors. Then obviously the budget has been approved. The question was asked to me about the budget. Previous council, what will happen, because in the future we will be holding a couple of virtual council meetings. There would obviously be a saving. Yes, there would be a saving. But similarly, when we heard the most District Governors talking about the reduction in membership, we're going to have a reduction in our fee base coming in from that. So I will only really be able to give a final definitive answer as to where we are later on next month, when I know exactly the numbers. The council also asked me to send out a memo to the District Governors for distribution of what is the Louis Polk Award, as well as what is the Samantha Bus Fund. I will be sending that out to the District Governors and forward that to the various clubs so that they understand what those are. District Governor, I have nothing more to report to extend on it. Council Chairperson, other than if we go into the report that I said, is that District C's financial statements have been received. That point on my report can be removed because we have received those at this point in time. I would then go on to the Samantha Bus Fund, so I have to count.
You may please proceed, past Council Chair.
Thank you. The Samantha Bus Fund was a fund inherited from the District 420B and is really a fund to assist various members of the public who are unable to pay medical attention for critical diseases. And that is what the fund was established. Unfortunately, this fund is a depreciating fund, a diminishing fund. It doesn't have any income source. And at the start of the year, we had a certain amount of money. And during the year until 31st of March, we've helped people to the amount of 329,000. And in the last 2 months, bringing us up to where we are now, we've helped again to an extent of roughly 150 odd thousand. The fund at the moment stands at roughly at 520 odd thousand, and we will be using that up mainly for a number of beneficiaries who are on our books at the present point in time, who we are helping pay their medical costs. So the chances of bringing in any new beneficiaries is really limited, so our commitment to those are probably for a full year that we've got to go through. Other than small items that might although I will send out a note to everybody, I also have to be very mindful of the amount of money we do have at the first point in time, and
Thank you so much, past Council Chairman Viv. And I really, really want to record my grateful thanks to you and for what you have done on this multiple district council. I know it took a bit of coercion initially in terms of getting you to serve as the council treasurer, but I could not have wished for a better person as a council treasurer, as an immediate past council chair, for your support, your mentorship, listening to my whinges, my gripes, my laughs, my moans, my whatever. And we've shared a lot over this year, and I'm eternally grateful for your support. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Council Chairperson.
Are there any questions that have come up under the Treasurer's report from the floor?
Council Chair Jacqui, no issues have been raised. There was one question as to the sound, which unfortunately, PCC Viv did have a bit of come and going sound, but not much we can do about that. But no questions to be put to PCC Viv.
Thank you so much, Kim. Right, let's move on to point 11 of the convention agenda, which is the motions for resolution. Past Council Chairman Cliff Hocking.
Thank you, Council Chair, my fellow Lions. After finance, constitutional issues is normally the second most prominent feature on any convention agenda, and certainly the second most, if not the most exciting part. I have bad news this year, however, in that because of the nature of this convention and the nature of the way in which we ended up conducting
my apologies.
The resolution.
PCC Cliff, sorry, my apologies. It seems rude for me to break in, but it turns out that because I'm not particularly good at what I'm doing, I did miss questions to do with the financials, and it seems it would be prudent to answer those before we move on to constitutions, if we could. Line Sydney.
No problem,
here had a
Past
question
Governor.
to raise.
And what was the question?
He just told me he had a question. I will attempt to enact his microphone. Line Sydney, we should be able to hear you if you can talk.
Yes, thank you. Can everybody hear me? Is that coming through?
It is.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Second Vice.
Thank you very much, Council Chair. I just wanted to make a comment on the auditor's figures for the year ending 30th of June. And it's really under the finances on page 21 under district convention.
Yeah.
A multiple district. There's a figure there. If people can just go to page 21, are they with me?
No.
Not really.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about the audited financial statements, 30th of June, 2019.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
And on this computer screen, it's page 21. I'm not too sure on the. It should be on the same under that.
No, I don't have a 21, but carry on. What?
It's really the multiple district convention. It's got and it's just for clarity. The figures are right, but the narrative is actually incorrect, and I think we need to get that right. It's got the income from.
Sorry, can I just interrupt you there, Second Vice? That was picked up by the council in our council meeting this morning, and past District Governor Malcolm will be correcting. There is in fact also some of the other narrative in another set of financials that also is incorrect, and those will be corrected by the auditors prior to signing off anything. Thank you.
Sorry, because I did speak to him yesterday about that.
Yes.
And he's been having power outages in Standerton, and he said if he doesn't, and I see he's not on this group, so he said I should maybe raise it. Okay, if it has been raised, then that's fine.
It has been raised, and it will be attended to and corrected. So thank you for picking up on that as well.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Second Vice, Sid.
I am, yeah. I don't know where I'm.
Okay, right. Any other questions, past Governor Kim?
No, that was it. My apologies for missing that one. I was looking in the wrong area.
Okay, no problem. And then just a notation from our council secretary. When anybody talks, in order for her to obviously pick up for the minutes, and I'm talking now from the floor, that you state your name and your club name before raising a point. Otherwise, it makes it very, very difficult. We can't just identify voices. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry, past Council Chairman Cliff. You may continue.
As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. The nature of the handling of this convention and the resultant impact on the motions for resolution makes this exercise a little bit duller than it normally is, or a little bit more exciting than it normally is, depending on which way you look at things. On doing an analysis, the total number of potential votes in the multiple district, had all clubs registered and attended this convention, would have been 202 votes. The total votes of registered delegates at this convention should have been 116. However, we only received a total of 66 returned votes. In terms of our constitution, those present and voting make up a quorum, so the 66 votes it is. My job today is only to report on the results of the voting on the resolutions, and I'm going to go through them very quickly with a note that all motions for resolution were proposed and seconded by the Council of Governors in the form of either District Governor Alistair or District Governor Bennie as proposers and or seconders. The first item put was a constitutional amendment to Bylaw 3, which was carried unanimously by 66 votes to 0. The second motion put was a constitutional amendment to the Lions Brightside Committee constitution put by the Management Committee. That too was successful by 66 votes to 0. On the ordinary resolutions, the motion regarding the establishment of an Africa Constitutional Area Secretariat and the impact of $3 per member per year was successful by 61 votes to 5. 61 votes for, 5 against. The motion on the multiple district dues to remain at the current rate of 77 Rand per member per year was successful by 66 votes to 0. The motion on the District Convention Fund, and here I'd like to record that there was a note on the voting sheet that a particular club with 2 votes wished to put in a counter proposal. The resolution as put was around the amount to be levied, and those 2 votes were therefore counted as votes against, which gives us a success, or the motion being carried by 64 votes to 2. The same principle applied to the International Candidates Campaign Fund, where it was the motion as put was successful by 64 votes to 2. The International Convention Fund motion was also agreed to by 64 votes to 2. The motion on the Multiple District Lions Alert Fund was agreed to unanimously by 66 votes to 0. So all motions as put were successful, and that concludes my report to this convention.
Thank you so much, past Council Chairman Cliff. Just in summary, should that particular club wish to submit a, call it counter proposal, they would have to in fact submit a resolution to the 2021 convention. Am I correct?
You are correct, Council Chair, but the resolution would have to be to do away with the fund.
Correct.
It would not be a resolution around the amount payable.
Correct. So in other words, the counter proposal or the resolution to be submitted would be to do away with those. Correct?
With those three funds, correct.
Correct. Thank you, and thank you for all your hard work that I know you put into with the Credentials Committee, being past District Governor Malcolm Johnson, past District Governor Lance Matham, and I'm missing one. Who's the other one? Help me here, Malcolm.
Council Chairman Mike.
Oh, of course. How can I forget you, Mike? I'm so sorry. I do apologize. I really do appreciate all the hard work that went into this. And I'm just sorry that more clubs did not submit their votes, which they're fully entitled to do as registered delegates of this virtual convention. However, the voting delegates count and the resolutions are through. Thank you so, so much. I will be advising the Africa Committee as to the defeat of their proposal to have a Ben in office. Thank you so much. We now move on to point 12. Sorry, Kim?
Past Council Chair, not past Council, you're the current Council Chair, Jacqui. Give it a couple
Almost
of days.
there, almost
Chair,
there.
Jacqui, but not quite. A question did come through just asking if we could repeat the result of the Christmas cake price resolution. I did also hear a little bit of jitter at the time when Cliff was speaking, so possibly some people will have missed.
No. The Christmas cake resolution will be presented by PDG Nick, and the results thereof will be announced.
The jitter I had was obviously not covering that very well.
No, it wasn't. Okay, thank you. We now move on to point 12 of the agenda, Lions Brightside Management Committee report by the Chairman, past District Governor Pierre Theron.
Thank you, Council Chair Jacqui. Can you hear me? Yes, there I am.
Clearly.
Clearly, wonderful. Council Chair Jacqui and the governors, Alistair and Bennie. I had a girlfriend called Rennie. I'm so sorry, Bennie. My fellow Lions. I see that I need to talk to the audited accounts. However, I believe and that was unanimously accepted, the results via the email voting. So I don't believe there's anything I need to say. If there is any questions, the Treasurer of Brightside is here with us, past District Governor Malcolm, and I'm sure he could answer any questions that anybody may have on the accounts. Are there any questions could I ask it right now before I'd like to talk to my report and just bring it up to date and have one or two additions if I may, Council Chair.
No problem. Past District Governor Kim, any questions arising from those audited reports?
No, it would appear not.
Not. Thank you. You can carry on, past District Governor Pierre.
My fellow Lions, despite the current situation we find ourselves in with the COVID-19 pandemic, I'm pleased to report that the amazingly Lions Brightside has been able to maintain the rate of completing scripts when compared with the same period last year. I know you've also read my report, but I would just like to highlight a few points. Normally, everybody reads the reports from experience. I know that. It's being facetious. In 2018-2019, Brightside completed 1,689 scripts, but that has been updated to bring it right up to date. It's now 1,873. This year, with all the problems that we did have, we were closed for a month, and we obviously haven't really been operating to a maximum in the last few weeks. We did 1,772 scripts. So you can see we haven't done too badly over this period. I would just like to give you a breakdown of the districts in terms of their support to Brightside. District 410W did 307 scripts for the year. District 410E did 1,047 scripts. And the clinic did 418. That's a total of 1,772. So it is obvious from the above figures that there's a great opportunity in District 410W for more involvement in Brightside. And I appeal to the Lions of 410W to please embrace our wonderful project, Lions Brightside. We as a committee are coming up with some ideas which we will let you know very soon in this new year of how we can assist you and how you can get more involved in Brightside. I would like to also announce that the top 5 clubs throughout the multiple district in terms of number of scripts ordered are in 5th place, Lions Club of Klerksdorp, 120 scripts. In 4th place, Neisner, 124. In 3rd place, with 129 scripts, is Uniondale. And in 2nd place goes to Vereeniging with 167 scripts. And with 273 scripts, the top club is Henley on Klip. And well done to all of the clubs, and I thank you all for your support over this last year. You can see there's still a great amount of work that we can do for site, and I'm appealing to the clubs to please get involved. We will be in touch. I would like to, my heartfelt thanks to a dedicated and a very motivated and inspiring committee who have done an excellent job in the various fields of their individual expertise, and each one of the committee members is an expert in their field. That's why they were chosen to become a committee. Past Council Chairman Cliff Hocking, Past District Governor Nick Murray, Past District Governor Malcolm Johnson, Lions Bewley Murray, and Lindy van Wyk, Donovan Henry, David McCullough, and Peter Daniel. I'm pleased to record that the outgoing committee have all been nominated and accepted to serve another year, which I'm very pleased, because hopefully this year coming ahead, we will now take advantage of all the hard work that's been done in getting the operation and the administration right of Brightside. The staff, Kirsty McKenzie and Angie Shabalala, are the 2 ladies who are at the coalface and are doing a wonderful job. You cannot believe the turnabout in the administration and just the look of the Brightside offices with those 2 ladies who've done a wonderful job. I would also like to thank the company MediEquip for their outstanding and generous donation of labor to service our equipment and supply of a new optometric chair and stand, and of 1,350 masks, which we use when the people come into the clinic for testing to make sure that they are COVID protected. And this is all to the value of 146,000 Rand. It's a wonderful, wonderful gesture by a great company that looks after all optometric equipment, and we thank them most sincerely. But most of all, I thank you, Council Chairman Jacqui, and the Council of Governors for your support over what has been a difficult and a challenging year. And we look forward to working together with the new council next year. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much, Past District Governor Pierre, and I, on behalf of the Multiple District Council of Governors, I thank the whole committee of Lions Brightside. The amount of work that has been done this past year has been absolutely unbelievable. Even during a lockdown, you have continued with your Zoom meetings, continued with ensuring that everything is running smoothly. We continue with the good fight in terms of the lease, etc. And I really, really do record our thanks as the Council of Governors to you and your committee. Thank you so, so much. We now, are there any, your interim financials as at 31st of March, those were distributed as part of the pack. I'm just asking from the floor if there are any questions to those. Kim, any questions coming through?
I was just giving a moment, but no, nothing has come through.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you, delegates. Right, moving on to point 13, which is the multiple district GATT team. And I ask you, please, to only report on additions or amendments to your reports, because all of these reports, as you know, have been circulated by our council secretary to all clubs, Lions presidents and Lions secretaries throughout our multiple district via the cabinet secretaries, obviously. First point is 13.1, GMT Leo report, and I call on past District Governor Ian, who's looking incredibly smart for this virtual convention. Thank you.
Council Chair Jacqui, Governors Bennie and Al, my fellow council members. Yeah, I was suitably chastised at the start of the convention when I rocked up in a t-shirt and but I had a Lions badge on, and my wife helped me get suitably attired before I came on camera. So thank you. Suffice to say that the numbers have been spoken about under membership, so I'm not going to dwell on the negatives. We had a tough year as GMT. We knew that at the start of the year with the amalgamation of 4 down to 2 districts was going to be a challenge. We didn't bank on COVID-19. But having said that, COVID-19 just added a bit of spice to the fire. We already had issues that we were managing from 1 July last year. And I think both governors have done an incredible job of managing the amalgamation, albeit with the degradation of 531 members who left the organization. And all I can say to those 531 members who left, sorry for you. You left an incredible organization. And although we mourn the loss of those 531 members, they don't have the ability to serve anymore. Probably in their own way they can, but certainly not under the banner of Lionism. On the positive side, we inducted 285 new souls into the organization. And that for me is what we must concentrate on, is the 285 people that we brought into the organization and not the loss of 500. Because we still have 2,055 dedicated Lions in the multiple district of 410 that put this badge on every day and go out and serve. And after all, that's what we do. What I will say to the incoming Council Chair, Council Chair Helman and your team is that one of the things I've learned this past year is that we need to drive a little bit harder the zone and region involvement in clubs, because it's one of those areas that we are able to generate a lot of interest. It's one of those areas that we're able to generate a lot of enthusiasm, and by sharing ideas between clubs, hopefully part of the action team, part of the global membership team's action plans going forward will encompass a lot more work with region and zone chairs. So it's been a phenomenal year from a learning curve perspective, and I think it's some lessons that have been learned probably the hard way, but lessons learned nevertheless. Although we ended up with a net loss of 246 in the multiple district, like I said, there are numerous positives to come out of that, out of the year. And as I said in the beginning, under the circumstances, District Governor Al and District Governor Bennie have done an amazing job of curtailing the losses to where we are, albeit substantial, and then we didn't actually lose more, and we have 285 new souls. As far as Leos are concerned, and just touching on the Leo side of the responsibility, but a very uptight Leo complaining to council that Leos are being left out in the lurch. And I think it's imperative that clubs who do have Leo clubs under their control make sure that the communication flow goes from you to your Leo's club. It's not council's responsibility or the cabinet's responsibility to make sure that the Leo clubs under your auspices are taken care of as far as communication is concerned. It's each individual parent club, the Lions Club, to make sure that their Leos are informed. And sometimes we can understand why they feel left out. But I think it's an opportunity going forward under the new dispensation from 1 July that we incorporate more of the Leo portfolio into our clubs. I did ask at council that both District 14E and 14W actually appoint a bona fide Leo advisor, because that's the only way that we'll keep the focus on and that we'll manage to start growing the Leo organization. So from a GMT perspective, like I said, it was a very tough year, but I want to thank the GMT coordinators in 14E and 14W for the work that they did. It was a very difficult year. The numbers show that. But like I said, I think we must take the lessons that we've learned forward from this year and put them into practice next year. And I think we'll see a vast and a wonderful turnaround in the year to come. Council Chair Jacqui, it's been an awesome time working on your with you on your council. To Bennie and Alistair, thank you for having me as part of the team. I've learned a lot, and it's been an amazing experience getting to know what you should do as a GMT coordinator from a multiple district point of view. Hopefully, going forward, Council Chair-elect Herman, I'm available to give you any information that you require, and to your new team coming forward, the best of luck. And in closing, Council Chair Jacqui, your friendship, your camaraderie.
Oh boy, here we go. Past District Governor Ian, thank you so much. Your support over this past year on what certainly has not been an easy portfolio, GMT, particularly during the last 6 months, incredibly hard for our governors, as our district GMT chairs, and of course yourself. But again, I thank you and Sandy for your friendship, your support, and always being there to put a smile on my face. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Right, deep breath. Now, are there any, sorry, I've just seen a chat message come through from Zone Chairman Sue Smith of the Centurion Lions Club, District 410E. Pretoria South will be inducting 3 new members at 14:20 today. Well done, Sue. If you will just convey our thanks to the Pretoria South Lions Club. Thank you. Let's try a few more before the 30th of June. Thank you so much. Are there any further questions forthcoming, Kim, from the floor?
Not general questions, no.
Cool.
There's a message I forwarded to Lion Ian on the chat mechanism, but there's no general questions that need to
there's
be.
no general question for the whole convention. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. We now move on to point 13.2, GLT, past District Governor Paula, if she hasn't blown away. Apparently the wind is howling in Gordons Bay, and so we just hope that she's staying warm and inside. Past District Governor Paula.
Council Chair Jacqui, my report has been tabled. I have nothing to add on to my report, but I would like to take the opportunity to thank the GLTs, Lindy and Sharon, for all the work that they've done throughout the year, and also to thank you and the district governors and the council for the support throughout the year. Greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Past District Governor Paula. You and yourself have done an amazing job leading the GLT team with the district coordinators, and I thank you most sincerely on behalf of the Multiple District 410 Council. I did thank you at the council meeting, but I reiterate to all our delegates here, this portfolio has been driven par excellence. Also, just so that you know, unfortunately, the RLLI, due to the cancellation of our convention, had to change. And Paula has been in hectic negotiations with Lions Clubs International. They have carried through our deposit, and the RLLI will be taking place, dates to be advised, prior to the 2021 convention. And we want a full house. The RLLI is something that Lions should really make a point of attending, and we were talking leadership at the council meeting, and really this is a foundation without any doubt that no one can actually fail to miss. So thank you for doing and handling that, past District Governor Paula, and I thank you for your support throughout this year. Thank you.
Thank you.
We now move on to point 13. Sorry, are there any questions to the GLT portfolio?
Not that have been raised. No.
Thank you kindly. Moving on to 13.3, which is the GST report, past Council Chairman Cliff.
Thank you, Council Chair. The report of the Global Service Team has been circulated with the pack. Just a couple of updates. The Food Forward, Pick and Pay Mandela Day initiative has been postponed for this year by Food Forward. They obviously, and for very legitimate reasons, have a hang of a lot of other priorities on their plate at the moment. So we look forward to working alongside Food Forward and Pick and Pay on Mandela Day 2021. The second update is, as contained in the report, the proposal regarding a multiple district Lions Awareness Day was approved in principle by Council this morning, and the incoming Council and the incoming Global Service Team Coordinator will be addressing that issue and taking it forward. Thank you for the opportunity to serve this Council in the area of service. I want to make mention of the fact that the work done by clubs over the past few months has been absolutely astonishing, absolutely amazing in terms of food, in terms of blankets, in terms of clothing, in terms of looking after our communities. And my personal thanks, the thanks from Lions Clubs International for what you, the members, you, the owners, you, the shareholders of this organization are doing in the name of service. Thank you.
Past Council Chairman Cliff, thank you so much. Thank you for stepping in at very short notice to take on this multiple district portfolio. I think you've worked pretty hard on this, but at the end of the day, each of our clubs live up to the motto of we serve, which generally tends to make this portfolio not such a difficult one. Thank you so much, and I will be recording thanks later on as well. Thank you. Are there any questions raised under the GST portfolio? Sorry, I've just read a message here that came through from District Chairman GLT Lindy van Wyk from the Lions Club of Pretoria, Jacaranda. Well done, PDG Paula. You're an exceptional MD GLT coordinator. I second that. Thank you so much. We now move on to point 13.4, New Voices report. Any additions, PDG Gala?
Thank you, Council Chair. I would just like to thank Tilly Nell and Avril Hobbs for their dedication over the last 2 years, and for Suzanne Murray, who was with us for the first year, but due to her other commitments at a cabinet level could not continue. I think we have achieved some of our goals. I think we have more to achieve, and to all of those who supported the New Voices project, thanks from Lexi and I. It's been a pleasure to serve with you.
Thank you so much, Past Governor Gala, and we wish you and Lexi well. Thank you. We now move, oh sorry, I keep forgetting because we don't have a floor and I've got to keep looking at chat. I do apologize. Any questions forthcoming on the New Voices portfolio?
No, not for either Cliff or Gala. Have there been questions?
Thank you. Does everybody want to go for their afternoon nap that it's going so smoothly? We now move on to our multiple district coordinator reports, which again were all circulated with the packs, which is point 14 on the agenda. The first report is 14.1. I know, unfortunately, Karen was unable to attend and sends her apologies. I wish to record my personal thanks to her on behalf of the council as well for all the work she put into what actually started to become a real trying portfolio because of the famous COVID-19 pandemic. However, suffice to say that the Peace Poster contest, which was entitled for 2019-2020 Journey for Peace or Journey of Peace, the winner for the multiple District 410 contest was from District 410E, Leandri du Toit, submitted by the Lions Club of Rustenburg, and huge congratulations to her. Her poster was absolutely beautiful. The judges, which were independent judges and judged at an art gallery, were so complimentary on the work that she had done, and it was with great pride that I couriered that through to Lions Clubs International. However, unfortunately, we as a multiple district, or Leandri, did not win the overall competition for Lions Clubs International, which was won by Zuo Zhang, 12 years old, from China, with a rather incredible poster as well. But nonetheless, Leandri did incredibly well. And if Lions Club of Rustenburg is in this virtual convention, I ask you to please convey our congratulations of the multiple District 410 Council of Governors to Leandri. She did us proud. Moving on to the essay contest, which I feel sometimes is not as well promoted as it should be. And I encourage clubs to do that for the forthcoming year or years. Again, the 2019-2020 competition of the multiple District 410 was won by Rizan America from the Lions Club of Gordons Bay. And I ask you please to convey the Council of Governors heartfelt congratulations on an absolutely thought-provoking and had me in tears, but that's not difficult, essay, which again we shipped off to LCI and unfortunately did not win. That was won by Joseph Critchlow, 13 years old, Liverpool, United Kingdom, but nonetheless does not undermine the work that Rizan America did. And I ask you please to convey our congratulations. Moving on, as part of the youth portfolio for Karen is the Youth Exchange Program. And suffice to say, the report was included, and all countries, obviously due to COVID-19, had to suspend their youth exchange programs, and hence the home-based hosting didn't take place. And the proposal to the incoming council, which will be looking at hosting, hopefully, a youth exchange camp for multiple District 410 rather than looking at home-based hosting. But I leave that with my governors to the incoming council. Thank you so much. That concludes the report for 14.1 youth, unless there are any questions.
None raised, Council Chair.
Thank you kindly. Moving on to archives, past Council Chairman Rob Fowler. Is Rob here?
Just a moment, please, Council Chair Jacqui. I think he might be in the list of attendees rather than in the
list of
panelists. Okay. My apologies. No, I don't see Rob Fowler. He was. Okay. He appears to have been disconnected, unfortunately.
He's probably gone for coffee. What I would suggest is that, in fact, after this point 14.6, that we just have a comfort break. But to report on the Archive Secretary, his report was tabled, and thanks to our Council Secretary Bewley, who has been absolutely diligent in getting not only the multiple district documentation through to him for prompt archiving, also has taken care of making sure that all the Lions Bright Site documentation for the multiple district has been filed accordingly and archived. Thank you so much, Council Secretary Bewley.
Only a pleasure. Thank you very much.
We now move on to 14.3 on the agenda. Sorry, I'm just seeing a point here. Oh, Alana Mitchell from the Lions Club of Rustenburg, and was in charge of the Peace Poster contest, and she said she will convey her thanks to Leandri. Thank you. We now move on to Information Technology 14.3, past Council Chairman Dennis Meyer.
Thank you, Council Chairman Jacqui. Can you hear me?
Clearly.
Wonderful. My report has been circulated. Thank you to the Council Secretary and Cabinet Secretaries for doing so. I have nothing to add to the report other than my sincere appreciation to past Governor Kim for all his assistance throughout the year with the directory, and of course he's been instrumental in setting up the webinars that have taken place, the online webinars, particularly today's one. Kim, you're a star. Your dedication is unmatched, and we truly appreciate everything that you do. Thanks to all the members who have supported our websites. Both the District 410W and E websites are a work in progress, and there's been quite a bit of information submitted, particularly by the governors, and I appreciate that input. They will grow as time goes by, and hopefully the members will continue to support them. The same applies to our social media groups. Thanks very much for your support, and please pass on the word to fellow Lions. Let's grow the groups, because they're a perfect way of communicating, particularly in these times when we are unable to actually have meetings and see each other. So thanks to everybody for your support, and I'll field any questions if there are any questions. And Council Chairman Jacqui, to you too. You've shown tremendous interest in this portfolio during the course of the year. We've been regularly in contact, and I thank you for your support and your encouragement, and congratulations to you on superb leadership during this year.
Thank you so much, past Council Chairman Dennis, and I humbly accept your compliments coming from a very astute past Council Chairman. We did note in terms of the sponsoring of the multiple district website, and the incoming council will be in contact with you.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Okay. Thank you so much. We will now move on. Oh, sorry, any questions on that portfolio? Nope. All quiet.
No, none that have been raised.
Yeah, they're probably all too scared because they're probably technologically challenged, just like me. We now move on to 14.4, which is the Lions Alert portfolio, and I call on MDC Neville van Rensburg to add anything he may have to his report for the convention floor.
Yeah, thank you, Council Chair. I firstly want to say thank you for the two DGs and for you as Council Chair, as well all the Lions clubs and Lions coordinators for all the support during the year, and it was a privilege to work with all of you. The only little small thing I just want to add is that I just want to put like sort of a plea out to all the clubs that we really need to put more effort into alert, because I mean we see how the world is going, and we saw how this epidemic gets a lot of people off guard. There's a lot of new changes come. There's a lot of new laws and things come. So I hope that we can increase the numbers. But I'm very satisfied with the portfolio, and I'm very satisfied with those lines. Thank you very much, Council Chair. That's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Multiple District Coordinator Neville. You've done, as I said at the council meeting, an absolutely incredible job. Not only is it your actual job, you have taken on this portfolio with zest, with passion, And that can be felt all through the portfolio, in all your actions, in all the work that you do. And yes, I reiterate exactly what MDC Neville is saying, that this portfolio is probably more applicable and has come to light and has highlighted just how important it is to have it within our clubs as an alert portfolio. And I encourage all clubs in the forthcoming year to appoint your alert safety coordinators. It just makes life so much easier for your clubs. I thank you, Lion Neville, for keeping us so informed via social media. You've kept us up to speed in terms of what to do, what not to do, how to do it, and just encouraged us. Because I think if I hear COVID-19 one more time, I think I will throw up. It's kind of a word that we actually don't even want to mention anymore, but we need to be aware. And under that point, I really just want to encourage everybody to take care, do what is right, not only for you, but for everybody else. Thank you. Thank you so much, Neville. I really appreciated your support on this portfolio. Thank you. Any questions on the alert portfolio?
No questions raised, Council Chair Jacqui, no.
Thank you so much. We now move on to point 14.5, LCIF, Campaign 100, past District Governor Bernd Gerhardt. Can't hear you. Bernd. Kim?
Past District Governor Bernd is unmuted from our side. I hope we're not having a repeat of the same sound issues we had before, because
it looks like it.
And they're back because, of course, they are. Now would be the time for Murphy to strike. It will have sound issues.
Okay, shall I tell you what we'll do? With the permission of the council, I will move on to the next point, 14.6. We will then break, and you and Bernd can sort out the sound issues, and then we can come back and Bernd can give his point. Is that in order with the council?
Otherwise, failing that, I might ask Lion Bernd to just possibly write down what he wanted to say, send it to myself or yourself, and we can just read it forth.
Well, he can send it to you.
The easiest way across these technical issues. Yeah.
No problem whatsoever, but we need a comfort break anyway shortly, so we'll hold that report over, and let's move on to Christmas cakes. Past District Governor Nick.
Thank you, Council Chair, fellow Lions.
How are you, Nick?
Did you see that? But my report is tabled, Council Chair.
Oh, shush. You have a resolution to report on.
I do, but I'd like to start off by saying I want to keep in line with past District Governor Ian's comments and stay with the positives. And in starting with that, I'd like to record in the convention my thanks to past Council Chair Dennis for all his help for the online forms that he's helped me with. I know I'm a pain in the butt, but Dennis, thank you very much for all your help in making it all work so well. I think if you look at the figures that I put in my report, Council Chair, it's quite clear that the Christmas cake project is an incredible project, and it's a project that we should savor and protect as much as we can. We make on average 1.1 million rand a year for our communities, and for anybody to even try and find anything that profitable in the multiple district, I'd like to see how they can do it. Plus 29,000, 30,000 rand every year goes towards Brightside. So I really hope that the negativity falls away. There are always going to be problems, but problems are there to be resolved. And if we follow the procedures, all those problems will be resolved. I think the incentive offered, somebody?
No, I said correct.
Sorry. I think the incentive offered by the baker on the payment side of a R5 per cake rebate towards your admin account, if you pay your account on time, I think that's going to help a lot of clubs in many ways. And it's certainly going to help the baker because, as we know in my report this year, there were a couple of clubs that only paid at the end of April, which is just not on. I'd like to thank past District Governor Jeannie and Lion Gary for their hard work, part of the team. It's a really difficult job for people to live with, and I really appreciate all the hard work that they've gone through. Then in my report, I put a resolution through for the Christmas cake price. The Christmas cake price that I put through was 125 Rand per cake, which is a suggested selling price. I'm very happy to say that it was accepted 60 votes for, 5 votes against. I'm really chuffed about that, because that means we could, this year coming, make about 35, 36 Rand profit for our communities. Please remember, fellow Lions, it's a suggested retail price. You can sell the cake at a discounted price, but I urge you not to advertise that on any social media, because it causes us untold difficulties amongst the districts. We get phone calls from people in Cape Town saying, how come the cake is sold cheaper in Graaff-Reinet when we had to pay so much and it's 10 Rand cheaper there? The maximum price of the cake is 125 Rand is accepted, and your club can make a decision on how they want to sell their cakes. Please note the requirements on the order forms. Please note the requirements for reporting any deficiencies. Anything that follows procedure is easy to sort out. There is a matter of outstanding refunds of people who made claims for defective cakes. We discussed this morning in our council meeting. I've been instructed by council that as of the end of the month, which is the end of our fiscal year, those clubs that have not supplied their bank details to myself for the refund will not be getting their refund, and the rest of the clubs that have will receive their money next week. I think that's all I have, apart from to thank you, Council Chair, District Governor Bennie and Alistair, for your support this year. It's been awesome to have support from a council on a difficult situation, as we know, and there was a question about the Christmas cake price, so it is the most interesting portfolio discussed at convention now. It surpasses the constitutions, and it has been a tremendous supportive year from everybody, and I look forward to Council Chair-elect Herman and DG-elect Jeff and Peter's support next year. Thank you, Council Chair.
Thank you so much, past District Governor Nick. Yes, it is not an easy portfolio, and I know, as I said at the council meeting, you've had to put up with quite a bit of abuse from certain clubs, and that's certainly not commendable on behalf of the relevant clubs. And I urge you again, please, Lions, if you have issues with your Christmas cakes, to form or follow the actual process, then it becomes easy. You cannot turn around to the past District Governor Nick and say you've had 55 cakes, for example, and you only lodge a claim for 3. It doesn't work that way. So please, I encourage you, just follow the process. And clubs have made phenomenal amounts of money. I've just seen a chat message come through from past Council Chairman Holger Circulum, Lions Club of Windhoek. Accolades to PDG Nick for running with this portfolio. It is encouraging to have seen that the baker would be willing to deliver the cakes to Namibia at no cost to the clubs. Windhoek would like to partake in the club, I would presume in the project, but it would be great to get a solution as regards the import VAT.
Council Chair, can I answer that?
You may.
Past Council Chair Holger, I do believe I have a solution for that, and perhaps we can discuss it outside of the convention, but I do believe we have a solution to get the cakes to you without any extra costs, and that includes the import VAT.
Thank you for that, past District Governor Nick. That answers your question, past Council Chairman Holger. I'm now going to call the comfort break.
Council Chair Jacqui, you missed one question. This is the one where you should have asked if there were any questions, because this time there are. There's a further question.
Okay.
Read forth. Well, you won't have seen it. I will read it forth.
Okay.
A question or a comment from Zone Chair Charlie Flanagan to say, I don't believe 5 Rand from a project should be put into admin. All project money should stay in projects. And then if I could just move on, a further message from past Council Chair Holger to say everybody is applauding, which I would imagine is in relation to getting cakes to Namibia.
Thank you so much. Past District Governor Nick, do you want to answer that on the admin amount?
100%, Council Chair. The money, in fact, is not coming from the public. The money is coming back from the baker. If your club does not pay your Christmas cake payments on time, you will not receive the discounted R5 per cake. Over the past 6 years, the baker has fallen flat with clubs not paying on time, not following the rules. So the baker has come up with an incentive to make sure that the clubs actually pay their accounts on time. So the money is not coming from the public. It's not coming anywhere near from the public. It's money that the baker is saying, thank you for paying your account on time, and my bakery is giving you R5 to your admin account from each cake.
So essentially that is the rebate on the wholesale purchase of the cake. Am I correct?
Correct.
What the club would purchase from the baker, that is the rebate for early payment.
Correct.
Or on-time payment. Thank you. Does that answer the question from Zone Chairman Charles? Maybe he can just indicate on chat that it's answered.
I assume so. There's been no further come through.
Okay. Well, I think if there's any further concerns, perhaps Charles could just liaise via email or telephone call directly to past District Governor Nick.
100%.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, Council Chair Jacqui, now a message has come through just to say thank you. So, question answered.
Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you,
are now
Council
going to
Chair.
call. Okay, that concludes the Christmas cake portfolio. I am now going to call a comfort break. Time-wise, it's 14:38. Let's make it that we have time to make a cup of coffee, go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do, and let's reconvene, please, at 1500 hours sharp. Thank you so much. It's now 3 o'clock. I now call the convention to order, and we progress on to point 14.5, which is the report of LCIF Campaign 100 by past District Governor Bernd Gerhardt.
Thank you very much, Council Chair Jacqui. I appear under Sydney van Heerden, so I hope
no problem.
Aren't confused. Just an update, a very quick update. For those that don't know, the campaign has been running now for 2 years. It was scheduled for 3 years, and at the end of the second year, we've now worldwide have raised $153,895,868, which is we're sitting at a 51.3% towards our target. Due to the COVID interruptions, the campaign, in fact, will be scheduled for a 4th year. We will not be ending at the end of June next year, but at the end of June in 2022. There has been a massive global slowdown as far as the campaign support is concerned, because a lot of clubs and a lot of individuals are obviously supporting food relief and PPE relief. Just for our constitutional area, just to mention, for the special grants, so far they have granted $200,000 and it's not too late. I know 410W is putting in a grant application. The grant applications, unfortunately, are closing on Tuesday at the 30th of June. At the moment, whether it's going to open again, we're not sure. So I do encourage that the clubs do support Campaign 100 going forward into the next year. Is traditionally the time that the clubs are supporting it. Each district has raised around $10,000, which is much appreciated. Just in closing, I'd like to thank past District Governor Lynn, 410E, past District Governor Gaylor, 410W, who were on my team, and I might just mention, have always submitted their reports on time, and it was so great to see that 410's flag is flying very high every month when they have to submit their reports by month end, and they were always one of the first to submit, which is really, really wonderful. It made my job so much easier, and it put 410 on the map as far as Africa is concerned. The Past District Governor Lynn will not be continuing with the portfolio next year. Gayla will. Thank you, Gayla. And for 410E, it will be District Governor Alistair. And I welcome Alistair to the team. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much on the council. Oh, can't hear.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute. Thank you so much, Past District Governor Band. And as I said at the council meeting, I really do appreciate your support, your passion for this portfolio. I also would like to go on record on behalf of the Multiple District 410 Council to thank Past District Governor Lynn from District 410E and Past District Governor Gayla Wills from 410W for all their hard work, and to all of you for flying the Multiple District 410 flag high in our constitutional area. Thank you. Are there any questions, Past District Governor Kim, that are forthcoming on this portfolio?
No, Council Chair Jacqui, there was a hand raised, but that's been lowered, and I've sent her a message to ask if there is something. So if it's just a question of typing a message out, I'll bring it up if it arrives during the next section.
They applauded my green tie.
Yeah, it's absolutely. I must say, it actually looks better virtually than in real life, Dan.
So does he, Jacqui.
Thank you so much. Let's move on the agenda. 15.0 are the various convention reports. 15.1 is the Advisory Committee on Conventions, MDC Vicky van Wyk. Does Vicky have anything to add to her report?
Well, in this case, I'll hand over to Vicky.
Thank you so much.
Well, he'll hand over to me once he's unclipped me from the headset. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I haven't really got much to add other than thank you, Council Chair Jacqui, for the opportunity to serve on your council this year in this portfolio. It's been quite interesting, learned quite a lot, and we've learned the hard way that funny things can happen and COVID can hit. So I would just like to extend my thanks and congratulations to Lion Trevor and his team for managing as well as they did and pretty much thinking on their feet and carrying on with what they need to do. So that's pretty much it from me. Thank you very much, Council Chair Jacqui and your team.
Thank you so much, MDC Vicky. We really, really appreciate your support and all the hard work that you put into the portfolio, particularly bringing the convention guide up to speed. And we now have a brand new, reformatted, really spiffy looking convention guide, which will be passed on for safekeeping to the incoming council. Yeah. And I really do appreciate your hard work and stepping up to the plate to take on this portfolio for the year.
That's a pleasure. Thank you. Thanks. That's it.
My pleasure. Any questions to the advisory committee?
Any questions?
Just having swapped the headset, no, Council Chair Jacqui, no questions raised.
Thank you so much. We now move on to 15.2, which is the MD 410 Convention 2020 status report. There actually isn't too much to say on that other than here we are. And huge thanks, which will be addressed later on as well, to Past District Governor Kim for firstly saying that he would assist us and then stepping up to the plate to make this actually happen. Also further on in the afternoon, I will be formally thanking Lion Trevor Hobbs, and I really do. I'm just so sorry that we can't be with you, as I said at the council meeting, but we're here in spirit, we're here visually and virtually, and I cannot thank that committee enough for all the work that they put in, and then dealing with the uncertainty, first of all changing dates, then having to cancel, and everything that they've done. I now call on Lion Trevor to actually give the 2020 report, which was part of the pack. Thank you, Lion Trevor.
Thank you, Lion. Jacqui.
Lions fine.
Lions, thank you. Yeah, as I said in my report, it's a bit of a bittersweet report having to give, but we are very thankful that the incoming council and the Lions from Port Rex have agreed to allow us to organize the 2021 convention and utilize all the work we've put in. We'll discuss that in a little bit there. Just one or two things to say. There obviously are a fair amount, and I think it's about 30 odd people who did register for the convention. Their money is still sitting in the account. We have paid back to a lot of people, obviously. We are trying to wind up the accounts for the 2020 convention by the end of this month. So if there are any of you who still want us to repay those amounts, please get hold of Past District Governor Kim with your bank details, preferably before the end of the month, and we will reimburse you with that amount of money that you've paid in. Those who obviously wish us to carry that over as their registration for next year, we're thankful for that. Thank you. It helps us have some money in the account. Just as I said in my report, also we were very fortunate that we hadn't incurred a lot of expenses that we couldn't recover. So there was very little. We only incurred expenses of about 2,000 odd rand. And then obviously that is covered, will be covered by the multiple district if necessary. We're hoping that the interest on the amount of money that we're sitting with will cover that. So it won't obviously be carried forward at all to next year's convention. Now, Jacqui, I don't know whether you want me to move on to next year's
please.
convention.
You can.
Thank you. Yeah, Lions, I think it's, for me, this whole lockdown and not being able to get together has just brought to the fore just how much more the multiple district convention is than just sitting and talking to each other and talking about reports. The interaction between Lions is so much more than just that. And obviously that's what the committee are there for. So as I said, we thank the Port Rex Lions and for allowing us to do it. We are looking at dates at this stage which have provisionally been approved by the next incoming council for basically the same weekend next year, being the 31st, Friday the 31st of April, 1st and 2nd of May. Unfortunately, we don't have the public holiday on the Friday this year, being on the Saturday. But those are the provisional dates at that stage. The situation is obviously the hotel are only just opening up. They haven't been able to. We've been in contact with them by email, but haven't been able to confirm with them those dates. As I say, they've provisionally given us those dates and booked them, but as soon as they're back in business full time, we will confirm those. What the committee have decided that is best to do is that we will re-register everybody and send out new registration forms and re-register everybody. I think it's the easiest way to do that. Again, in terms of costing, at this stage, not having been able to confirm with the hotel, we don't have any costing. We're hoping again that they will give us the same rates, but that we will have to confirm. As soon as we have that, we will let people know. The one thing, just for all those Muslim Lions out there, obviously particularly in the Western Cape, unfortunately, once again, Ramadan falls right over the period of convention, and we have very little scope to move convention, particularly later or much before. Convention Ramadan falls over the period of 2nd of April to the 11th of May. So we either have to go very early or very much later in April. But again, like we did last year, just to say to you, we have made provisions with the hotel for Muslim people celebrating at that time, or fasting at that time rather. So please, we would love to have you at convention. If you are keen to come, do let us know, and we can let you know what provisions we can make. for all the other religious things, we've checked those dates. There are no dates that clash, so we're all right in that regard. If I could appeal to all the Lions out there, with the late organisation point of view, obviously we would appeal to you, please, to register early. It is very, very difficult to try and get numbers and make provision for things, particularly as if we go over about 150 delegates, we then have to move the banquet out to a different venue. We'd planned on that this year, but again, if we are going to be less than 150, we can host it at the convention hotel. So it would help us tremendously if you got in your registrations early. We don't expect payment early, but if you can do the registration, that helps us tremendously. And then just as we discussed to an extent at the council meeting this morning, you know, and as I said at the beginning, the convention is very much a place where Lions and that are motivated, are enthused by talking to each other and by interacting with each other. So the convention committee have set up, and much we did last year, have set up or going to set up the same again, that we will give you as much of a platform as to interact with each other and to once again be able to meet. And so we would love to have you at the convention in Durban in 2021. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lion Trevor. And as I said, well done again to you and your team. And we will definitely be there. I can assure you, I, for one, will make sure I am registered as soon as possible. Virtual conventions are one thing. Real life conventions, much better. Thank you so much.
Agreed.
And I really, really do appreciate everything you've done. Just one amendment. It would be the 30th of April, as there are only 30 days in April.
Thank you very much
Not
for that.
the 31st. I'm not missing another convention. It now gives me, are there any other questions in relation to the 2021 convention and the 2020 convention as it stands? For Lion Trevor?
Council Chair Jacqui, just two comments that have just come through now. One from Zone Chair Charlie Flanagan to say job well done. I'm going to take that to be to the current convention conveners, Lion Trevor and
Definitely.
co. A question from Lion Gerd Grobler, who's asked, is there a possibility to do the convention in both ways? By which I would imagine that the question is, could we have some form of screened convention along with people on hand? So that's the question.
I think that's a very difficult one to answer right now. Let us rather wait and see. Generally speaking, you cannot hold, because your voting delegates would then be present at a Lions convention, and therefore those that want to just view it would just have to view it. And if the multiple district is purchasing a GoToWebinar platform, I'm sure it could work. But again, I leave that up to the incoming council to make that decision as to if that's what they want to do. Do you agree, governors? Thank you. We now
In that
move
case,
on.
Council Chair Jacqui, no further questions on that topic.
Thank you so much. We now move on to 15. Sorry. Oh. We now move on to 15.4, 2022 Multiple District 410 Convention, and I'm asking First Vice District Governor-elect Les Himman to talk to that.
Thank you, Council Chair Jacqui. We've been very fortunate. We have the Brilliant Hotel in East London. They have confirmed that they're still going to hold their prices as we stand. So we have some prices for you already. And provisionally, the convention fee will be sitting at 1,200 Rand. Single accommodation, where they can take 1,800 people. There are a lot of B&Bs, and there's a caravan site nearby. Accommodation, bed and breakfast, 900 rand single, 750 two people sharing, going down to 550 with 6 people sharing. So those are the prices for it. Extremely good prices that we managed to get so far. And it will get the Blue Lagoon, which is on the Nahoon River, also right near the Nahoon Beach, and also close to all amenities in East London. So yes, we're looking forward to holding it in similar period in 2022. But yes, we're ready and waiting for everybody to come down to the Eastern Cape.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, First Vice Governor-elect Les. And please convey our thanks on behalf of the Council to the Convention Committee of the Lions Club of Port Rex. We sincerely appreciate, first of all, them being so accommodating in allowing the Convention Committee that would have been this year to do the 2021 convention. That is incredibly noble of them, and our heartfelt thanks from the Council and from the incoming Council. Thank you so much.
It's only a pleasure. I think it was the right thing to do, and to Trevor and his team, good luck for 2021. We will be there.
For sure. Thank you. Any questions coming through past Governor Kim on the 2022 convention?
A few comments, Council Chair Jacqui. I'll just read them out, maybe all three of them, and we can just take them.
Please.
Actually, no, two of them are effectively the same question. The question is, where will the 2022 MDC be held? It was a little indistinct with the similar question of at which hotel, and then furthermore, how many days for the convention?
Blue Lagoon, and it would be the 3-day convention. Am I correct, Les?
3-day convention starting on the Friday, and I think it will be the 28th or 29th of April, and finishing on the 30th of April, and the 1st of May, the Monday is a holiday. It's in East London, and it's a Blue Lagoon hotel. You can look at it on the website. It's on their website. It's on the Nahoon River, right by the Nahoon Beach. A fantastic venue.
Thank you for that. I guess that answers the question. Past Governor Kim. Any other questions?
Correct. Yeah. Well, yeah, that does. No further questions have been raised.
Thank you so much. We now move on to point 16 of the agenda, which is the announcement of the Council Chairman-elect 2021-2022. In terms of Article 6, Section 1 of the Multiple District Constitution, nominations were called for by the Council Secretary Bewley Marie from past district governors resident within the Multiple District 410, who were willing to make themselves available to serve as Council Chairman for the 2021-2022 fiscal year. Following receipt of the nominations by the required deadline date of 23 March 2020 and in line with the Multiple District 410 Constitution, a virtual meeting was held with the incumbent second Vice District Governors, Leslie Himman and Aidan Ewers, on the 6th of April 2020 at 18:30. It is therefore my pleasure to announce that the Council Chairman-elect for the fiscal year 2021-2022 is past District Governor Brian von der Decken from the Lions Club of King Williamstown, District 410E. And I'm sure all of you join me in congratulating past District Governor Brian on his election, and we will all be there to support you when the time comes. Congratulations, past District Governor Brian, from everyone, from the council here, from the incoming council, and from, I'm sure, every delegate attending this virtual convention. You'll do us proud. Thank you. Does the Council Chairman-elect 2021-2022 wish to say anything? Is he here?
Council Chair Jacqui, Brian is attending. Past District Governor Brian, I have unmuted you if you have anything you wish to say.
Thank you, Council Chair Jacqui, and to the incoming council, and I will do my best to serve our multiple districts when the time comes, and I look forward to working with you in the coming year as well. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Past District Governor Brian. We now move on to additional agenda items. Council Secretary Bewley had one, and there were no other additional agenda items that were submitted to her by the required deadline date. Council Secretary Bewley.
Thank you, Council Chair Jacqui. I actually have an extra late and additional item, which perhaps District Governor Alistair could talk to after I finish with this one point. The point that we've raised is communications and distribution. A number of communications are received and circulated through the Council Secretary portfolio. And I'd like to express my thanks to Cabinet Secretary Judy and Jonquil for their assistance in circulating the communications that come from Council through to the clubs. This is always done timeously and in a really effective and efficient manner, and thank you sincerely. A lot of the communications are received from external sources though, and which is obviously members of the public, and these are passed on directly through to clubs, zones and region chairs. But this can only be done when the information supplied in the multiple district directory is correct. Not having the right contact details for clubs, for club presidents, for club secretaries, etc., causes unnecessary delays, especially in requests for assistance from the public, as well as information flow within clubs. And we have a lot of complaints from clubs saying that they don't understand or they don't receive information. To this, I appeal to all clubs, and in particular the incoming club secretaries, to check their information on the My Lion database and to ensure that it is kept up to date on a regular basis. We can only help you if you help us. I don't know if there's any questions or comments on that.
Not that I've seen come through, Council Secretary Bewley.
I think it's quite clear. And then the second point, Kim, if you could pull District Governor Alistair through, he would also like to make a comment on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Secretary Bewley. Right. This is just a big thank you from the Council to Council Chair Jacqui. We would like to make a small presentation to you. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve on this council with you. For all your support, you've always just been a phone call away for both Bennie and myself. You've provided us with advice, the occasional kick up the butt as needed, but it was absolutely amazing and a wonderful year that we had a chance to be with you, to spend with you, and serve with you. And as a result, the council would like to make a small gift, which is a donation to LCIF in your name of 2,200 Rand. Jacqui, Council Chair Jacqui, thank you very much. It's been an absolute honor and a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm not going to cry. I'm not. It's been rough. We've faced many challenges, and I'm deeply humbled. And I really mean that sincerely. And I couldn't think of a better gift than a donation to LCIF. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Are there any further additional agenda items, Council Secretary Bewley?
No, I think that's all for now, Council Chair Jacqui, now that we've taken the wind out of your sails. We have nothing further to say.
Thank you. Right, we now move on to point 18 of the agenda, which is presentations. Kim, it's that picture that has to come up.
At one moment. I believe it should be presenting
There.
shortly, if not already.
We can see it, thank you.
There we have it. Let me zoom that in a little if I can.
As you know, we didn't have a multiple district environmental or should we say an LCI environmental photo competition this past year. They did away with it. However, the Council of Governors felt it was necessary because there were so many amazing photographs that had come through from both districts and submitted for the district environmental photo competitions. And it's a great privilege for me as Council Chairman, on behalf of the Multiple District Council of Governors, to announce the overall winner for the Multiple District 410, going to Lion Meredith Walter Sturgis from my home club, Lions Club of Midrand, as the winner. And that is her picture that she submitted for the Multiple District competition. And your check is in the post. Well done, Lion Meredith. So proud of you. Thank you. We now move on to very special. All awards are special. You can bring up that other thing, Kim. Yep.
Should be displaying. There we go.
It is.
A little
Thank
smaller.
you.
The picture isn't
fine.
Massively high quality, so I can't really make it much bigger and still make it seeable. So
it works. As we all know, a Melvin Jones Fellowship is the backbone of our foundation, as it allows for the accumulation of funds in order for LCIF to continue the humanitarian work which we as Lions do, and to be the first responders to national and international disasters, as we have witnessed over the past 6 months. In my capacity as Council Chairman at the District 410E Convention during November 2019, I was given a Melvin Jones Fellowship sponsored by the Lions Club of Portrex, with the proviso that I select, in conjunction with the Council, the two governors, a worthy recipient from our multiple district and hand over the Melvin Jones Fellowship at this multiple district 410 convention, which at the time we thought would be in person. However, it is now virtual. On behalf of the multiple district of 410, I want to place on record our thanks for this great honor and contribution by the Lions Club of Portrex. It is therefore my honor and privilege to present this Melvin Jones Fellowship on behalf of the Lions Club of Portrex and Multiple District 410 Council of Governors to a person whom we believe has really gone the extra mile, tackled numerous challenges to make things happen, and always got the job done in a calm and rational fashion. This person has had to make some really difficult decisions in the best interests of our organization, and the outcomes speak for themselves. Apart from their dedication to Lions, this person has gone through some really trying times of late from a personal perspective, but has held their head up high and thankfully come through it all. This person is a dedicated Lion who has served this multiple district in many portfolios. The various districts he has been a member in, and someone that I have known for many years and am proud to call a friend. This person has always put others above himself and prefers to give others a chance to shine. He will bend over backwards to provide assistance to others, both in Lions and in the communities that we serve. Past District Governor Pierre Theron, it is my honor to have you join some 89,000 progressive Melvin Jones Fellows expressing our gratitude for all the work you have done in managing Lions Brightside and getting it back to being a flagship project of our multiple district. Not to mention the contribution you have made over many years in our multiple District 410, District 410C, District 410A, District 410B, and now District 410E. At an opportune moment, I will ensure that you receive your pin.
You're going to cry, Jacqui?
Jacqui, I'm going to cry with you.
Richly deserved, Pierre.
Can't believe it.
It's our distinct pleasure and an honor.
Thank you. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you.
Oh boy, here we go.
You just stay in the bedroom.
Sandy's missing it. Sandy King is busy out at the back.
I think we all are, Bewley. But really, I would have loved to have done it in person, but circumstances don't allow it. But it's nonetheless given from the heart. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Council Chair Jacqui, there's obviously, as one would expect, a flood of messages at a very happy moment like this. So I'll keep them coming through.
See them coming through, yes.
To put them through. I can, although would like to think I'm a fairly fast typer. Everyone's outpacing me here. So if you just give 2 or 3 minutes, I believe it's a suitable time to push through the lots of congratulations. Very well deserved for past district governor Pierre.
Jacqui, can I just say something from subject?
Yes, please do, Les.
Past district governor Pierre, from the members of Portlex Lions, a hearty congratulations, and it couldn't have gone to a better person, and it's so well deserved for all your hard and dedicated work to Lions in our whole multiple district. Congratulations and well done again. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie, and to your club. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
Can we move on, Kim?
Messages to get through, so just let me listen to the sound of me typing quite hard for a moment. Actually, no, they're coming through quite rapidly, so I'll keep us up to date as we go along, but rather let me not hold things up by just typing things now.
All right, no problem. And perhaps what we could do, I don't know if you can pick up from the chat, you could just forward a list of the messages through to past district governor Pierre.
I will do so. I'll make sure that we keep this chat before we close the event.
Thank you so much. I now ask that you be on standby for the next awards. I will first announce and then you can pull the certificates through. Kim?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. A person who has made my life so much easier this year, not only in supporting me from an administrative point of view, but this person has been my sounding board on many occasions, shared loads of laughs and tears, and just always been there to pick me up when I needed to be picked up and kick me up the butt when necessary as well. Council Secretary Bewley Marie, you so deserve this recognition, and it is my honor and my privilege to present you with the International President's Certificate of Appreciation. Anything to say, Bea?
No, thank you very much, Jacqui. Council Chairperson Jacqui, my friend. Thank you, District Governors. I should be on mute because I am speechless. But thank you very much. It's been an absolute honor, and thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, thank you, Alistair, for the tissues.
Richly deserved, Bewley. Without you, there is no way this council would have been as efficient administratively as it has been. And that's all thanks to you.
Thank you.
We now move on to, there's another person who also has been a tremendous sounding board and a voice of reason throughout this year. Without this person, my life as council chairman would have been so much more difficult. This person's wisdom and knowledge of Lions and our multiple district is absolutely wonderful. There have been many, many phone calls, and never once was this person too busy to take my call and offer sound advice. It is an honor for me to award our council treasurer, past council chairman Viv Greater, with the International President's Certificate of Appreciation. Past council chairman Viv.
Thank you, Council Chairman Jacqui. You've been very kind with that call. Thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure to be of service to you and the
It's our absolute pleasure, past council chairman Viv, and I cannot express my appreciation enough for all the support that you have given me this past year, both as immediate past council chair and, as I said previously, as the council treasurer, a finance brain par excellence. Thank you. Right, the next one. This person kept smiling through the storms we charted. Every change was met with positiveness and a we can get this done attitude. Every change requested by the Council of Governors was done without any fuss, and sadly, whilst we couldn't meet in Durban as planned, the plans are already underway for the 2021 convention, as we heard. Lion Trevor Hobbs, you so richly deserve this International President's Certificate of Appreciation, and my heartfelt thanks to you for all the support I have received from you over the past year. Thank you so much from the Council of Governors.
Thank you very much, Council Chairman Jacqui. It's really greatly appreciated. It's something that I didn't expect. I don't do this job for the recognition. It's nice to be recognized for a job that you're doing, and we do it because we want to. Thank you, but I really do appreciate the recognition. Thank you very much to everybody.
Very well deserved, Trevor. It couldn't have gone to a better person. Thank you.
Jane, thank you very much. Most appreciated.
And then we have a person who again has been a huge support to me and to the district governors. At the turn of events, when the decision was taken to hold a virtual convention, immediately offered support and stepped up to the plate to ensure that we are here today at the 2020 Service Knows No Boundaries virtual convention. The work that has gone into firstly making this actually happen and through today overseeing and controlling the technology is absolutely superb. And there are not sufficient words to say thank you. It is my great pleasure to award you, past District Governor Kim van Wyk, with the International President's Certificate of Appreciation. And I couldn't send that to you, so I'll just hold the copy up.
Thank you very much, Council Chair Jacqui and the Council. It has been my pleasure. I'm glad to be able to use one of my few skills to be able to assist.
Well done, Kim. A real great round of applause from the entire virtual convention, Council of Governors, incoming Council of Governors. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. We now move on to some very, very special awards. On the 24th of February, 2020, before lockdown, I was asked by Lions Clubs International, Office of the International President, Dr. Jung Yul Choi, to nominate recipients of the International President's Leadership and International President Awards. These are incredibly special awards, and I had absolutely no hesitation in putting forward the nominations, and I will read to you the motivations which were written at that time and today are spoken from the heart. District Governor Bennie Smith has managed District 410W amidst much controversy, and whilst his decisions may not always have been popular ones, he always took the high road, ensuring that due process was followed in the interests of the district as a whole. He has had to make some very tough decisions. Furthermore, whilst District 410W has not shown membership growth, he has worked extremely hard at consolidating and managing the change with clubs from the previous District 410D becoming part of District 410W with sensitivity and kindness. In his travels prior to the pandemic, he has attended many zone meetings, training sessions, and club meetings with the prime purpose of reassuring Lions that all will be well and that they should continue to do what we do best, and that is we serve. His hands-on approach went a long way to allaying the fears of our redistricting. District Governor Bennie, I know that you wear your heart on your sleeve, and it is therefore my privilege to award you with the International President's Leadership Award, and I thank you most sincerely for your contribution to Multiple District 410 Council of 2019-2020, and it has been an honor and a privilege for me to serve with you this past year. Thank you. The award is on its way from LCI. I've been watching it, tracking it via UPS, and as soon as I receive it, I will ensure that it is couriered on to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Chair. Thank you.
District Governor Alistair Tuckett has had a really tough year, being the first District Governor of the new District 410E, following the redistricting of Multiple District 410 effective 1st of July 2019. A major task of his year emanated in a huge amount of work in terms of cleaning up the district, ensuring that clubs that were not functioning and were in fact clubs in name only were either closed or encouraged to join other clubs. Furthermore, managing the resistance to change with the culmination of District C, a portion of District D and District B to ensure a functioning District 410E. District 410E has not shown membership growth either, which is largely, as we heard, as a result of the fallout mentioned previously. However, he has managed to consolidate and bring the new District 410E together to operate as a cohesive unit, doing amazing and sustainable projects throughout the district. He has worked extremely hard visiting clubs and their projects and has introduced various initiatives in regard to mentoring and leadership training. District Governor Alistair, we have shared many a laugh, many a rant, and through it all, you have always remained positive. And that laugh, how can we ever forget it? It is an honor to have served with you on the 2019-2020 MD 410 Council of Governors, and it is also my privilege to award you with the International President's Leadership Award. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been an absolute.
Lost you there, Al.
Just a big thank you. Thank you.
Boy, hang on. What can I say about this long-serving Lion who has served his multiple district in countless ways? He is the go-to person for many Lions in our multiple district, and with his knowledge, that is not surprising. He is actively involved in his own club, serving on the board and drives many of the service and fundraising projects within the club. He is passionate about membership retention and was the sponsor of many lines into the club and clubs throughout the multiple district. Added to his club responsibilities, he stepped up to the plate to take on a multiple district portfolio when the incumbent who was doing so was unfortunately, due to personal reasons, unable to continue. This in addition to his responsibility, which he had already committed to on the multiple district council. He was the driving force behind the redistricting and chairman of the committee who saw through to conclusion our multiple district 410 from 4 to 2 districts. He is still always on hand for any line in regard to queries following this mammoth task. Added to that, he has been my mentor, confidant, and partner for 33 years. And whilst we do not always agree, it is with love and no hesitation that in consultation with the district governors, I award to past council chairman Cliff Hocking the International President's Award. Past council chairman Cliff, have you anything to say?
I'm not often speechless. Thank you, Council Chairman. As I say, I'm not often speechless, but yeah, you have a way of pulling surprises when one least expects it. I do what I do because I enjoy doing it and because I have a built-in passion for this organization. As simple as that. Thank you once again.
Oh, okay. Geez. I thought it would be easier virtually, but it's not. Right, this is now one that isn't maybe so emotional. But as said many times during the course of today, we've had to learn to do things very differently. And to this end, and in keeping with tradition, it is my honor as Council Chair for the fiscal year 2019-2020 to award the floating trophy for the largest district delegation in attendance at this, the 2020 Service Knows No Boundary Multiple District Virtual Convention to District Governor Bennie for District 410W, who have 150 registered delegates for the virtual convention versus 410E at 126. Congratulations, District 410W. Well done. Oh, okie dokie. Kim, thank you. We can now pull our 2 district governors elect into the picture. Just let me blow my nose. I'm going to mute because I need to blow my nose.
Just a moment. I think Council Chair Jacqui, I know Lion Tilly emailed me or messaged me a bit earlier to say they were having a problem connecting. I don't know if they've managed to reconnect. Here is, I hope, Peter Nell.
Had any messages.
Jeff, that's you. Peter, are you? I've asked Lion Peter to join us as well. I've sent him a request for the webcam. Looks like something. Aha, there we go.
Thank you. Right, we have our 2 district governors elect. And we move on to point 19 of the convention agenda. Wow. As DG Alistair said earlier, what a second half of the year this has been for for our 2 district governors-elect. One that I'm not too sure they want to remember, but certainly they have learned to do things differently. They would have been in Singapore as we speak and getting ready for that momentous occasion when hundreds of district governors-elect have their induction and take their oath of office to serve their respective districts, which this year would have been Rise of Convention, 30th of June, 2020. I did see a notification come through from past international President Choi to say that they will be doing a virtual induction, which I'm really happy that you'll be able to at least have something. Learning to do things differently speaks for itself, as they ensured that their blazers were virtually handed over by their respective partners on the 2nd of May 2020, which would have been the original date of our Multiple District 410 convention. As such, at this, our official 2020 Service Knows No Boundaries virtual convention, it is my honor and privilege to welcome our District Governor-elect Peter Nell, District 410W, and District Governor-elect Jeff Smith, District 410E, and congratulate them on being our district governors and therefore the Council of Governors for 2020-2021. I can assure you that they have all their plans in place to continue to build up our multiple district and to serve us all to the best of their ability. They are both dedicated and extremely competent lions. Over the past 2 years, I've come to know them really well and take this opportunity of thanking them for the value they have added, particularly this year, in terms of keeping the ship of Multiple District 410 afloat. They have both always been there to lend an ear and support the incumbent council. Please know that as the outgoing council, myself, District Governor Alistair, and District Governor Bennie will be there to support you in whichever way required. You just have to ask. We are one phone call away. Our congratulations to you both, and may the ship of Multiple District 410 continue from strength to strength. And I now ask the virtual convention to welcome District Governors Peter and Jeff. Thank you. Do either of you want to say anything?
Council Chair, it's been a difficult time. Like you quite rightly said, Singapore, but it's one of those things. Yeah.
You're there in spirit.
Absolutely, absolutely. And well done on your convention. I'll have one of those for you there now.
District Governor-elect Peter, wil jy iets sê, oom? And you're not allowed to swear.
Just like Jeff said, it's difficult times. We're going to get through that. No, I will never do that. I'm a church man. Yeah, no, we're going through big troubled waters here, and we don't know what's going to happen. So we just go with the flow, and we're gonna rock. We're gonna leave that legacy, Jeff. Like they said, we're gonna leave it.
Great. Thank you, District Governors-elect. We now move on to the introduction of the Council Chairman-elect by past Council Chairman Mike Newlands. Mike, you are muted. Mike, unmute.
I'm now unmuted.
You are now unmuted.
Like a cat.
Not muted, muted.
Yeah, my spelling is bad. Thank you, Council Chair. With your permission, I'd like to make an announcement prior to the introduction of CC Herman. Am I entitled to do that?
You may.
Thank you. You know, fellow Lions, has been a very challenging year for LCI, and more particularly District 410, where we've had the redistricting. And I think all the restrictions placed by the lockdown have certainly added to handling of this of all this. I believe that the Global Action Team has received inspired leadership from the chairperson, who happily is also our council chairperson. I believe, and I'm sure I'm supported by all who are listening, that in order for a team to succeed, there needs to be strong leadership and competent leadership. Judging by the comments today, I feel vindicated in saying that I'm sure that the governors and my fellow Lions will join me and agree that Council Chairperson Jacqui Hocking has provided outstanding leadership during the past year. It is my pleasure, on behalf of International President Jung Yul Kao, to announce and present you with the International President's Award. I believe this is richly deserved, and it is indeed the appropriate recognition for an inspired leader. Thank you very much. I'll be emailing you the award. Sorry I can't be here to present it to you. Thank you so much. Well done. Very well done.
Thank you so much, Governors. Thank you to all.
Right, can I go on with my second pleasurable task now?
You may. Thank you, Pascal.
First of all, thank you to Council Chairperson-elect Herman Smith for inviting me to introduce him today. I deem it a great honor to do so. I'm not sure he'll feel that way by the time I'm finished, but you never know. I have known Herman for some time now. We've served together on the former District D cabinet for quite a few years, and I was privileged to be the council chair during his year as a district governor. And obviously I got to know him a lot more then, when he certainly showed great and innovative leadership to the district. I can well remember meeting the governors in Hamburg, and Herman might smile now. I was invited to join the governors and their wives at a certain underground restaurant, where the challenge that the governors had already established was certainly a large Eisbein and a good couple of pints of German lager. I don't think I'm going to say too much more than that, except that the steps going up were a lot more difficult than the steps coming down. There were many good fun things or episodes during that year. I seem to remember some sort of an episode with someone negotiating an escalator the wrong way. I don't know, Herman might enlarge on that a little later. And he's also established himself as the key distributor of Mampoer at conventions. A large man stalks you and everybody gets it. And who can turn down an offer from the gentle giant? Yes, we've had a lot of fun along the way, and I know there's going to be a lot of fun going forward. Let me just quickly go through his incredible lianistic resume. Herman is a great club lion. I spoke to his president the other day. You see, I do things behind your back, Herman. And I understand that he has been a very, very good lion in the Spillendam club, and she actually calls him her mentor. So I think that's a great accolade. He has served as president, Leo advisor a couple of times, LCIF coordinator, membership chair, project chair, and not surprisingly, tail twister. At the district, he's been zone chair at least 3 times, probably more. He's been a GLT coordinator, and he's really involved himself with training. And he also obviously went through the various vice governor positions. He was district governor of District 410D at the time in 2013, 2014. He's been on various LCR training, including leadership, PR, and public speaking. And for those who know Herman, I think those courses bear fruit. and he certainly has developed along the line in that way. He was born in Durban, funnily enough. I don't know how many people know that. So he's a banana boy by birth, but then he migrated down to Cape Town, or the Cape area, should I say, where he attended the Paul Roos High School. And after high school, I believe you were a teacher in the mechanical field. So pretty interesting career you've had. Herman is married to Verdine, who's a very active line lady. They've been married for 36 years, and they celebrate their 37th anniversary on the 16th of next month. So I think we'll all be wishing Verdine very much a success then, Herman. He has a son, JL, who lives in New Zealand, and I believe is held up here in Swellendam because of the virus. I think that's correct. And his daughter, Heine, is a lion in the Swellendam Club. So it's very much a family orientated concern. I think they're all with Herman today. I can't see them in the picture, but I think they're there with you to support you. And I think that's fantastic to have your family with you, Herman. Great stuff. At the moment, he is the CEO of an NPC. He's also a qualified life coach, which really it tells a story as to why he is so effective on the training field. The NPC is involved in empowering communities to take responsibility for the education of their children. It includes education and creation. Projects involve protective workshops for 40 people, disabled adults, daycare center, and severely disabled children, also the daycare center. I think this is an incredible position to be in, and I know that he said to me that being a lion and then thus a volunteer gave him the courage and the confidence to enter this venture. He is also committed to giving back. You know, fellow Lions, I think that with a resume like this, we should be very proud of the Lion who will be leading our multiple district in the forthcoming year. His passion for Lions is together we will make a long-term sustainable input to our communities and our country. Without further ado, Lion Council Chair, I'd like to introduce Lion Herman Smith from the Lions Club of Swellendam as the 2020-2021 Council Chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you so much, past Council Chairman Mike. And yes, that is a resume that is absolutely mind-blowing. I've learned a few things. We won't hold against him that he lived in Durban. I know exactly who I would award the medal to on the 16th of July, but I won't say. I'm sure. Oh, that looks good.
Councillor Chair, I just want to tell him, and I can't do it with him today. I'll share it with him next time we get together. Good luck, Lionel.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much, past Council Chairman Mike Newlands, for that introduction of our Council Chairman-elect Herman Smith. And one of the greatest honours that has been given to me today, or to any Lion by the multiple district, is to serve as a Council Chairman. I'm sure every one of you will join me in thanking Council Chairman-elect Herman for accepting this office. And I have absolutely no doubt that he will serve this multiple district in the same compassionate and effective manner in which he tackles all aspects of Lionism and in fact in life as general, or life in general rather. Council Chairman-elect Herman, it has been a privilege to have your support over the past fiscal year. Sorry, I just got to take my headphones off for 1 second. Over the past fiscal year, and it now gives me great pleasure to virtually hand over the chain of office that depicts you as the Council Chairman for the Multiple District 410. I congratulate you and assure you that I'm always a phone call away, and that you and the incoming district governors, as I said earlier, will always have the full support of myself and the outgoing district governors as you begin your journey of leading Multiple District 410. Congratulations, Council Chairman.
Thank you very much, Council Chair Jacqui. I don't know what to say at this stage, to be honest, but I think I want to start off by thanking Mike for the introduction. I'm not sure whether that was me introduced. I'll just have to make sure about that I didn't make a mistake. But yeah, and remember, Council Chair Jacqui and your two district governors still have 3 days to go, so don't be too excited. You have to finish your year first. But thank you very much for the introduction and for the privilege of going into this position. It's a real honor for me. And I would like to start off by thanking my club in Swellendam for supporting me in this, and my wife. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been here. And I want to thank them for that. It's a great honor. And then I'd like to congratulate everybody that received awards today from you. They all really deserve it, but a special congratulations to past District Governor Pierre for the Melvin Jones he received. He really worked hard for it and he really deserves it. And then for Brian from the Deccan, who was elected as incoming council chair, congratulations, Brian. We worked together a lot and I know you'll be a fantastic council chair. And if you want to take over now, you're more than welcome. You can just let me know. But in any case, yes, I think for me this year, we've come through a difficult year, and I want to congratulate Jacqui, you and your council on the year that's gone by. You did an excellent job. I think it was a difficult year, and I think COVID was just the cherry on top to make it even more interesting. But you came through it, and I think we need to measure it on the service that was done in our district, and that is what we need to measure everything we do on. Is the service and the difference we make in people's lives. And if you look at that, you did an absolute stunning, excellent job on the service side. And I do believe that going forward will be a difficult year as well, with COVID not with us for another year or two, and we'll have to adapt. And I think in discussions with the incoming council, the two incoming district governors, I think there's 3 basic things that we thought of focusing on. And I think the first thing was to say, how do we look after our own members to start off with? If we can't support our own members and help them to survive in these difficult times, to stay lions, we will lose members. And I think one of the first things that we will need to look at is, how do we look after our own members to start off with? I think the second thing we talked about was, how do we really go into our communities and determine what the real need is now at this stage, and start to address that on local level, to help our communities to really survive this and go forward. And I think the third thing that we discussed was the whole thing about, as Lions, all of the members that's here today, we're all leaders in our own right. And how do we share that leadership in our communities to build our communities again after this pandemic? I think we've got a lot of expertise, a lot of wisdom, and a lot of knowledge in our Lions clubs available to help this country go forward. And as Lions, we need to stand up and put our hands up and say, guys, we're willing to get involved on local level to share our expertise and our wisdom and our knowledge to build our communities back to strong, flourishing communities. And I think that is the 3 main things that we should focus on in this new year, to keep our clubs safe, to keep them strong and healthy, and to preserve our members to be able to stay Lions. I think my slogan for the year will be creating positive change by serving others. That's the only way we can really make a difference, is to serve our fellow man. And that's what you've been doing this year. Thank you for that. And going forward, we've got big shoes to fill. Not really on op 'n sê manier, but we've got big shoes to fill, and we'll do our best to do that. And we will definitely use you as our mentors to go forward. We learned a lot this year, and I think we are ready to take this and run with it. For the incoming year, I'd like to just announce the council that will be part of the year to come, and it's not a lot of changes. We need to have contingency, and because of the difficult times we're facing, we have to go forward. So the council to be for the year coming is, of course, our council chair-elect now is Brian van der Decken. Jacqui will be the past council chair. And then we are two district governors, Peter and Jeff Smith, Peter Nell and Jeff Smith. Our treasurer will stay with Greater. Finance chair, Malcolm Johnson. Secretary, Beverly Maria. Constitutions, Cliff Hocking, with two small additional tasks that we will give to him, and that is the food forward one and the Lions year, or the day for the Lions. So Cliff, yeah, sorry for that, but
that's only very obvious.
That buck that you passed is a bit. We'll talk about that. All right, Christmas cakes, Nick Maria. GIT, well, that's my position. Then GLT, Paula Lang, that does a stunning job. And then we've come up with an idea to try this year to make the first vice district governors elect into positions. So Leslie Heeman will have the GMT position, and Aiden Evers will have the GST position. LCIF will stay Bernd Gerard. Youth will stay Karen Preston. IT Dennis Meyer. Standard Committee on Conventions, Mike Newlands. Lions Alert, Neville van Rensburg. Convention Convener, Trevor Hobbs. Lions Brightside, Pierre Tron. And Archive Secretary, Rob Fowler. So that will be the council for the year to come. Thank you very much for what you did. Thank you for for introducing me to the new Africa leaders. That was very nice of you. I appreciate that. And I hope you'll have a bit of a rest after this, after your 3 days is gone. And yeah, thank you for handing over two districts that's on their way into the future. Thank you very much.
Well done, Council Chairman-elect Herman. I'm just calling you elect because, as you reminded us, we have 3 more days.
Please don't forget that.
To all the delegates, you now know who your incoming council is for the fiscal year 2020-2021, which now means we move on to the final point on the agenda, which is the closure. So, fellow Lions, before officially closing, as the Council Chairman of Multiple District 410 on behalf of the Council of Governors, I would like to once again remind you of this quote I came across. Being challenged in life is inevitable. Being defeated is optional. And I want you to take that with you, every last one of you. We are all Lions, irrespective of what portfolio we hold at club, district, multiple district, zone, region, whatever. We are Lions, and our ultimate objective is to serve. And I think that speaks for itself if we listen to all the reports that came through today. Therefore, all business having been concluded, I hereby close this, the 56th Multiple District Service Knows No Boundaries virtual convention, and wish you all, every last one of you, health, happiness, and please just stay safe. Thank you.